this be the screen. There we go.
There it
it's
comes.
live.
There it comes.
Tip
Yo, we
jars
live?
up. Toby's up.
Yo, we
Everybody's
live?
centered
We
on the
live?
internet. My lighting isn't bright enough though. How about that? Wrong way.
Wow.
Go the other way. No.
Get
There we
it
go.
up,
There, I got it. It's a little happier. I don't want to be in the dark down here.
You're a little happier.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a chat going yet?
I see some
We gotta
people.
get 'em
yeah, what's
pumped
up,
up. You gotta get
boys?
the energy up.
Emmanuel, we need the hype train going.
You got to get what?
We need the hype train.
Okay.
Mitch is up in here. Mitch is
All
up
right.
in here.
Mitch, always.
Potato
Oh,
Coffee's here.
I-
What's up, Potato Coffee?
Do you know that we have Mitch and we have a couple of drinking contests for you, Toby? Are you ready to do that tonight, or we got to do that next week? We didn't plan
Wait, do
for
we
it.
have the video? Do we
I
have
got
all the
two.
videos for it?
I have two contestants.
We have the two
Mitch
videos.
is one of them. Yeah, I do have them. I had to get
Well.
them and bring them in here. I could do it though.
Well, I mean,
Well, we can
hell,
either do it
I've only
this
had
week or
7
next
8
week.
beers already today, so shit, let's do more. I don't know.
What's
Maybe I
up,
should wait till
Spencer?
next week. I'm not
Yeah, maybe
real
we do
prepared.
next week.
We can do it. We get
We'll
a couple
try and
more
get-
contestants for next week.
We'll
but
try and get some more submissions.
But I do have two people that drink beer pretty fast to contest you, Toby. So, and you have to defend yourself live on air.
It feels like a trick. Like I've never been beaten in a drinking contest, but this feels like a setup. Like why should I trust them? You see what people can do with cameras these days? Have you seen it?
Oh, can't
My
trust nothing.
God, they can put
Can't trust nothing.
They can put. Hold on, let me show you something right now. If you want to see what people can do. If you want to see.
It's proof. Proof.
I love how big my mouth is. I want to do my drinking contest like that. I don't think it'll stay. Look at my face if it goes away.
Oh gosh.
So I was hanging out now.
We got Rachel. We got Andy. Telemectar's back.
back.
Hello,
He cha-
Nectar,
He changed
my
his
man.
he changed his name in Emeryland in Discord because we were making fun of him last week.
I love Telemectar.
No, we weren't making fun. Let's see. Rachel's here. What's up, Rachel? We got Trent's here. Trent Worship.
Trent Worship? Oh, Trent
Worship.
Worship.
Let's see.
What if your last name was Worship?
That'd be terrible. Alina's in here. What's up, Alina?
Mm-hmm.
We got all the usuals.
I'm over here. Katie Franson's over on Facebook.
Oh, we got people on Facebook.
Oh, we got some
huh?
Facebook
She's
people.
keeping it family tonight. She's not going over to Twitch. Maybe she's in Twitch too. I don't know. She's over. She's keeping it family.
Keeping it.
What you saying?
Nah.
Facebook's
Keeping it
more
PG.
family, more PG.
Keeping it PG.
That Facebook real PG.
Yeah,
I
not
think
as
it's PG
the
and
past couple
but there's an
days.
undertow of complete hatred.
silent
like
hatred.
Facebook, it appears to be like nice, kind. Oh, catch up with
Yeah.
the mom.
Oh,
She just had a baby. You motherfucker! What did you say? I mean, that is Facebook. You
Yeah,
can
that's
scroll
Facebook.
through Facebook and see a brand new baby that's just been born.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
then your third cousin, twice removed, going off on something. you just
That is true.
scroll. You just kind of want to take a stroll. You know, you used to take strolls. Now you sit at your house, can't go anywhere, and you take scrolls, and it just feels it's unbelievable.
Okie doke. We got we're getting rolling here. This is good.
Yeah.
We won't delay
Somebody-
too long.
Emmanuel asked if I did a DIY haircut. Yes, I did. We were talking about this beforehand. I got a little lockdown frustration in me, and
Yep.
just buzzed it off.
Buzzed it.
Had to.
My dad
What's
told
up?
me. My dad said when we went and visited him, we stayed outside. We didn't even go in his house. He tried to get us to come in and watch TV. He's like, "Y'all sure y'all don't want to come in and watch?" I mean, I got all those channels and kids and love. I'm like, Dad, we're not coming inside. We don't want to get you sick. We don't want you to get us sick. Let's just keep it cool. Let's just sit outside. It's a beautiful day. But he said, I finally got my hair cut. I had to go over there. And, he said, it's funny. When I talk to my dad and he talks about like technology, the way it works in his life now, he goes, you can go on your phone and pre-schedule your haircut now. He said, I hadn't got a haircut in 2 months. He said, but I went on my phone. I scheduled that thing. Now, there was another guy there. He waited an hour and a half. They turned him away. But I scheduled that on my phone, and I went right in there. He said 2 of the women, they weren't even wearing masks. The one that cut my hair, she was wearing a mask. But I was just like, this is so funny. Like, this is my dad's life, trying to figure out how to get a haircut in a pandemic and see his family and stuff. I mean, like, my dad has lived more years. He's almost 70 years old, and he's never lived through anything like this.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, a 70-year-old person has seen so much, and this is still new. Isn't it crazy? I mean, like, crazy. It's still, like, it's new every day.
Parsifal just subscribed for 7 months. He seems to have a lot of faith that we're just going to be right here. Right? I appreciate
the here 7 months.
I appreciate it. And we've been here 15, 20 years. So he thinks another 7 months. I think we'll make it. I appreciate the expectation. It holds me accountable. You know, I got to make it 7 more months at least.
Got to.
Oh, well,
just for Parsifal.
Yeah.
That'll be funny when we're like we'll be Soviet Russia by then, right? It won't be America anymore.
Yeah, we'll be split into 2 countries.
We appreciate it, but I mean, we dragged out of our house for his donation that he gave us. Probably, who knows?
Well, hopefully we can lighten the mood a little bit tonight. I know things are pretty intense, pretty serious, and for good reason right now. But maybe we can bring a little light.
Bad reason. Yeah.
It should be. I mean,
yeah.
It's deservedly.
Yes, deservedly
intense. So. So yeah, but hopefully we can bring a little lightness to the mood tonight, just for an hour.
Yep.
You want to do that for an hour?
Yep.
By lightness, do you mean really sad emo style songs that are always sad?
Let's take the anger level to more to sadness.
Let's spend some time in sadness. Yeah.
Let's do a little sadness.
And
tonight.
We'll cut that with some laughter and some drinking.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes.
That sounds like a normal day for me.
I know. It's not that crazy. I mean, you didn't really know what it would be like, these emo dads in their 50s and stuff, but I mean, sad, drinking, and it's not so much angry, it's more sad, but you're in touch with that. We'll do some sad songs as a break from anger.
Yeah. Everybody can go back to anger tomorrow. That's fine. Yep. Just for tonight.
Okay. Then let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm not going to wait
show people Shane in the green room, our guest.
Oh yeah, we got to show who's in the green room tonight.
I'm going to start the show first, and then we'll do that.
Oh, okay.
Once we're underway.
I see. You're right. We haven't started the show.
Yeah, we have to actually start the show.
I'm going to play the piano. We'll do the song. Y'all hear that piano?
Yep. You going to turn your music off?
You got the music on.
I'll turn a little peep off, and then we'll do it. All right, fading that down. Okay.
Nice.
Let me get this opening credits up, and we'll be underway. Here we go. See if I know the song. Probably don't.
Probably not.
Are you listening? Okay, here we are. Oh, come on. There it is. There we go. Are you listening? It's time for the show. Are you listening? For everyone at home, I'm wondering if you're gonna live or die. I've never been so scared of other people in my life. Are you listening? Surely this couldn't last. Are you listening? You better be wearing that mask. I wanna have you over, but we sure you got corona, so we'll wait till the pandemic and everything else has gone past. Are you listening?
Are you listening?
All right.
Man, that was good. That was upbeat.
Upbeat, moving
it
on.
The energy tonight. I liked it.
Little pep.
There we go.
Remembered some of the words. Okay, now let me get the screen back to everybody. Welcome to Are You Listening tonight? We have a special guest. I'm going to flip to him over in the green room. Give him a thumbs up, Shane. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
We don't have audio. We don't have audio wired
Shane
back there
Told.
yet. So
Shane.
he's ready to go.
We're running it all the way to Canada.
We got a bunch of good stuff today, so we'll get right to it, especially music. one thing I want to say about the music that we've been doing lately is we're playing around with the different audio formats and stuff like that. Because we're streaming, it's live. We're doing these collaborative things where there's all the pressure to do it in 1 week and turn out a full production song. And then Toby and Devin have started doing this thing that's they're just called one-take performances. So they recorded them earlier yesterday and today, just right there in the same spot. But it's just a 2-track recording or a 1-track recording or just a mic, but it's just a one-take, unpolished. What it is, and what's starting to emerge about that I like in this art form is just whatever you can muster in the room you're in. So it's not so much of a recording, but it's just a one-off performance of something. They've been turning out better and better, and the ones that they did for tonight I think are awesome. So Toby, do you got anything you want to say, or want to get right into a song?
Well, as always, I turn everything into sadder emo. That's just, I can't help it. But I think that this band is one of the all-time best bands ever, and it's hard to say that they're underrated. But
so
I don't
we're going
think
to the cover
think,
corner.
Yes, we're going to cover corner
okay.
tonight. We're going to start with cover corner. I'm talking about Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah!
I think that they are. Do y'all think they're underrated? I feel like they're underrated.
I don't know how they can be underrated. They were massive, weren't they?
No, well, I'm just saying, as like one of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah, maybe.
No joke, they're in my top 3, if not top 2.
They can't be
1.
underrated, and they are in the conversation for best rock band of all time. So they can't be
best
underrated.
band of all time.
Best music of all time, they might be underrated for that conversation. But
here,
rock
Bob.
band, I mean, just
Who
rock
do you think
band.
you are, Beethoven? Kurt
Right,
Axel.
right.
But I'm telling you, the music and the lyrics is so okay. So I covered Patience, and I mean, just the lyrics are great. Everything is great about this song, and I might have screwed it up with my version because I played it a little differently. But Matt, go ahead and roll it.
No, I love the version, but slow down a little bit. What is so great? You say it's great. I'm very interested in what makes a song great, because this one to me really hits when you do it. I just heard it today for the first time. It's amazing.
Well, okay, so this song is just so simple lyrically, but it totally grasps a relationship that he has with this lady, and it's just so strong, and it isn't like when I sing soft emo or anything. It's an emo song in a way,
mm-hmm.
but it's a guy singing it like maybe it's that 80s 90s vibe or something, or hair metal or whatever, but just like he's singing it, and I listened to several of the different versions, the original, and then some of the other versions that they've done too, and I just I feel like the way that they wrote this song is in a way like one of my other favorite bands is Weezer. They can do so much while keeping it simple, and then they show out in a crazy way. Like Slash will do an amazing guitar solo, or Axl jumps on the pianos, or they're all good musicians. It's not just a hair metal band. It's real music with real. And if you go through their catalog, it's insane. I mean, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Appetite for Destruction. I mean, those are unbelievable classics. So anyway, enough talking. Let's play it. Hope y'all like it.
We've got the tip jar out there, and the top tipper tonight. We got a contest, Devin.
Yeah,
yes. Real quick, we got a contest. We just ordered some Are You Listening shirts for the show, and also, for our band, for the song walls and all that good stuff. So we're going to give away 2 of those tonight. So we'll give away the top 2 tippers get an Are You Listening shirt for tonight.
Okay.
So jump on it.
You see the tip jar right down there. Thanked everybody already. Toby,
yes.
This is Guns N' Roses' most emo song, Patience.
I don't know if it's the most
November
emo.
Rain is pretty
you heard
emo.
November Rain?
Love song, ballad.
Civil Wars. Oh, we got a song called Civil Wars. So do they, Devin.
Well, here we go.
I added the S.
I don't need your civil war. Oh, man. All right, play mine.
Here we go.
Shed a tear 'cause I'm missing you. I'm still alright to smile. Girl, I think about you every day now. Was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease. There is no doubt you're in my heart now. Said, woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said, sugar, make it slow, we'll come together fine. All we need is just a little patience. Yeah. I sit here on the stairs 'cause I'd rather be alone. If I can't have you right now, I'll wait, dear. Sometimes I get so tense, but I can't speed up the time. But you know, love, there's one more thing to consider. Said, woman, take it slow, and things will be just fine. You and I'll just use a little patience. Said, sugar, take the time, 'cause the lights are shining bright. You and I've got what it takes to make it. We won't fake it, I'll never break it, 'cause I can't take it. A little patience, yeah. A little patience, yeah. I need a little patience, yeah. Some more patience, yeah. I've been walking the streets at night, just trying to get it right. It's hard to see with so many around. You know I don't like being stuck in the crowd. Streets don't change, but maybe the names. I ain't got time for the games, 'cause I need you. Yeah, 'cause I need you. I need you. Oh, I need you. All this time, just a little patience. This time.
Wow. Okay, that was amazing.
So cool, man.
There comes our fire emoji wave right now. It'll be a
Fire
train
emoji,
of
hype
fire
train.
I
emojis.
hope so.
Hype train.
For
Yeah.
G and F and R.
G and F and R, baby. Thank you
That
for
was
the
great.
tips,
I love
Beals
that.
MTX during there, and TX Beals. We got two members of the same family duking it out.
We
in
got
the
a
tip
husband and the
contest.
wife,
Yeah,
I
something
think.
like that.
Lee and Alina. They're duking it out.
Joel Green, our bass player. No, this isn't true. Let me tell you so Joel got me back into them. The first time I heard Guns N' Roses was when a friend of ours at church for Christmas got my brother and I got Appetite for Destruction, a tape. It was a tape of Appetite for Destruction. You remember the cover with was it a cross and they all had skull faces, I think.
Yep.
And then my brother got Bon Jovi, was it Slippery When Wet?
Uh-huh.
And they had to change the cover because the first one was like a girl in a bikini, and then they changed it to like a trash bag with water on it or something. And we got to listen. I listened to it nonstop for 1 week. And then my mom came upstairs one day and was like, "Hey, listen, you've been listening to this a lot, and we know you like it, but we think it might be really bad. So we're going to have to take these away." And I was like, I mean, I couldn't understand. I didn't know what she was talking about. She said, "Your friend was trying to do something good, but this is bad for us, so we can't listen to it." And then I didn't listen to Guns N' Roses again for 10 years or something.
Wow.
Not 10 years.
That's
It was probably
crazy.
close to that, something like that.
That's crazy.
And then it all came, just rushing back. But I mean, there's an angst and a feeling there. I'm telling you, they are just a great band. Great band.
I thought you were going to say that CD was part of the CD burning church services.
Oh no, no, this is even before CDs.
This is cassettes. Yeah,
that was probably the same year my
That's
dad yanked the Young MC tape out of the cassette deck and threw it off the side of the road because how he did not approve of it. I was just like 9-year-old listening to Young MC. I don't know what I can't even imagine what the content was on a pretty clean wrapper for the time that he still got mad about it and threw it out the window. Cassette.
All my parents would let me listen to on cassette was Boys to Men, and I had a Mariah Carey, I think, Mariah Carey tape. That was it. And then all other Christian music. That was it.
Okay. My brother and I would go to Kmart and buy the what's the smaller record? There's 45s, but what's the small one?
7? Oh,
no, it's not 7-inch, is it? Not 7-inch. It's just like a single, just a single record, whatever that is. I don't know if I guess they still make them. I think we even have some for Emory, but and we would go to Kmart and we get to buy one, and they were like $1.50 or something like that.
Single.
And one of the best ones ever, I'm telling you, it was so awesome. Was Eddie Murphy, "My Girl Wants to Party All the Time." It was the coolest song, man. I'm telling you, it was so
awesome song.
Isn't that funny? Like how much music has changed, and you have better quality on stuff. But I mean, you used to care about music so much that you would sit there and you would hit a button after you heard a song so it could rewind. Like you would sit there to hear the song again. That's how much you cared. Nobody would even hardly do that anymore. Imagine your favorite song if you had to sit there for 50, like you don't even want to watch a 5-second commercial in between it. It gives you the song for free. Much less sit there and hear it and rewind it. We had to rewind VHS tapes. God, I'm old. I'm getting old, boy.
Every Blockbuster and Pick-a-Flicks, what we had on the door, it said "Be kind, rewind." Had to rewind it before you brought it back. All right, what's next?
Next is Devin. You got a song? No,
I'm playing a song.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the next thing?
Okay. Yeah, I think I did. I did a song called. It's an original. This is an original.
Yeah.
People always ask, I don't know if you guys ever get this, but like if they say, "Oh, you're in a band? You guys do originals?"
Do originals?
That's
you
what
write your own stuff?
The number one question of people who ask me who don't know our band is, "Do you guys do originals?" So I'm going to play an original song off our last album, Eve. This song, yes, our last album called Eve. This song is called Shame.
It's called Shame. And we got a little bonus. After this song's over, Devin might even give a little theory lesson about it.
We're going to talk a little theory. Me and Matt are going to.
Well, we can add Toby in there too.
Well, Toby's going to be a part of it too.
Me and Matt, I mean, you don't have to just totally just, I mean, I don't know if this is it. I mean, I'm hurt. I'm ashamed. I feel ashamed from what not being included.
I'm sorry. But you're included.
All right, here's Devin's one take. Here we go.
Play it.
Shame from Eve. Nice hat.
All right, this song's called Shame. Shame in your eyes, with your mouth telling lies, and the guilt in your mind still grows. Round and round we go. You see the world in black and white. All these colors just hurt your eyes. Separate yourself from all of this. Just grit your teeth and fall in line. Repetition is the hardest part. Captures your mind but never breaks your heart. Yeah, the damage is done when you lost everyone. Now you've gone too far. It's a long way back to where we started. We'll find another way just to make you feel alive again. The drug will bring you back to get your fill. Did you ever have a doubt or second thought you might be wrong? and your expectations always wear me out. If I was a younger man, I'd slap those words right back into your mouth. Well, if this is found, then I'd rather be lost. I was born a broken man, and that's how I will end it all. And the words come, your back turns, it's the last I see your face. And maybe it's just better that way. You're the hurting, you're the broken, you're the one in need of grace. You're the called out, you're the beckoned, but your feet can't pull away from the place that you've been planted in the ground. Now your insides are all dried up, your heart is hollowed out.
Wow, Devin. That's
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah, thanks,
got
guys.
it.
Appreciate that.
You got every bit of it, I think. You left it all on the field.
I left it all in the basement.
You put that song on your back.
It's funny because that album, I really love it. It's great, and I guess it will always be like the butt crack album. That's
Well,
what
that's
people.
butt
That's
crack, yeah.
like the first thing that they'll always think of, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it had a butt crack on the front.
It was the first, it was the first big thing that we announced for the album, and then it was never changed. It was the biggest thing.
Yeah. Remember,
But,
I mean, one of the songs about your mom dying, and people would just come up to you, hey, that butt crack album.
Hey, that was a good butt crack album.
All right, let's do some
Well,
music theory.
So let's talk about that song just a little bit. And so Miraculous Canvas is on the Twitch stream tonight. Luke Simmons, who was on last week and killed it with the piano on Rock Pebble Stone. So what's up, Luke? He was asking like what that song's about. So I can kind of answer that question real quick a little bit. I wrote that song about my dad, who he's an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic for most of his life, recovering and lapsed, several times throughout his life and everything. But he was also a pastor, who was a pastor for many, many years. And so that was a pretty interesting dynamic over the years, was like kind of dealing with his addiction and also with his job or his role as a pastor. And so that song's kind of about that, and how when he did lapse, one of the last times, his church, kicked him out and everything, which is understandable. But it was a big deal, and it kind of changed my dad's life. So that song is about that. So I don't know if we've ever talked about that or not, but that's what that song's
I
about.
don't suppose I knew it in that detail anyway.
Yeah.
I did, but I do remember I do remember when we worked on that song and wrote it, and it went through a bunch of changes, and then it got left to where it had a couple of parts and it had no ending. And so I don't remember exactly, but I think it was you had the song almost all the way done and everything, and you had some, I don't know what it was that you had for the end, but we have Chris Keene that plays in our band, and he's from the band Number One Gun, originally plays with Saves the Day now, but he plays with us too live, and we do a bunch of collaboration with him. And so Devin was looking for an end of this song, and we said what probably needs is just a whole nother territory, new place, a key change and all that stuff. So I thought it'd be interesting to analyze a little bit of how you get into a key change and why to use it. But we did a tempo. One thing we've always done is not repeat a chorus for the third time almost ever. We always figure out another way out of doing that if you can make it worth it. And on this one, the idea was to change the tempo and the key and see if it could still sound like the same song.
Right.
And can you still hold a thread together to make it a song, even if you abandon both the key and the tempo? So, what are some of the ways that you went back and we made that bridge to get into the new key for the end?
Well, I remember so the song itself is in the key of B minor or D major, however you want to look at that. But and then I remember when we were talking about the ending, I was like, man, I'm just kind of stuck. I don't really know what to do here. And I remember you and Chris were kind of thinking through it. And you sent me back the idea that it is currently with that really cool guitar part leading into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And what's really cool about that too is I immediately had vocal ideas. Like there was it was not even like it didn't take any time. So as soon as I heard it, I just heard it and it was like, hey, let's see if we can think of some vocals over this. And at first time, I basically wrote the whole ending. That was it. So it immediately clicked with me and it worked out. So I was super excited about that because I really liked how the vocals turned out for that. So, but yeah, with the key change, I remember we were struggling a little bit going from the key of B minor to the end, which is in A minor ultimately, or C major. So, and we had a little bit of that walk down part. And I was like, I remember we were practicing in Seattle, kind of working through it because we played that song live a few times. And I was like, man, I really want to do like a walk down thing here and kind of transition to the new key. And the song that I could not get out of my head was a song by a band called Summer Camp. I don't know if anybody listening or watching right now remembers that band, but it was kind of like almost like a one hit. I don't even know if it's a hit.
It's like a one-hit wonder in 1998 on rock radio. I don't think. I bet you zero people know that song.
Probably. But I remember they had a song called Drawer, right? Is that what it's called?
Was a song, yeah.
And it's just so cool. That song starts just amazing. And the main theme of the song, I could not get that out of my head. It's like this really cool walk down. And I was like, I just want to do something like that. It feels like if we did this walk down, we could lead into the new key really easily. So, I don't know. I wish we could play it. Can we play a little bit?
Yeah,
of that?
I can play.
You got it?
I'll pull it up. Yeah, but I think that's the technique. There is to just introduce some chromatic elements or do whatever you can to blur the key, so you almost forget what key you were in, kind of thing. And this kind of has that effect. It's like the main riff of the song I always thought was really powerful. So I'm happy to get to share an influence with somebody. But check this. Let's see. I can play this right here. This is Drawer by Summer Camp. Let's see. Here, hold on. I get it on my Spotify and pipe it directly in. Yes. Yeah, it's just chromatically goes down. We copy that a lot, but this energy's so good on this.
Such a cool emo feel too.
Six eight. This is when 6/8. This is another influence of ours because this one, radio rock and everything didn't have much 6/8 in it.
Right.
You know, this kind of a thing.
And I love his vocals over this part. Has a little bit of the Weezer vibes too, you know?
Yeah, it does.
There was a moment there for that high energy, geeky rock that was just really musical and high energy and everything. It was so good. But and then new metal kind of just waved it, put hand to the face to that kind of music. It said, "Get the fuck out of here! It's time for new metal."
So let me show you real quick on the guitar. So at the end of Shame, it's basically the chorus, just to make you feel alive again, and then the last part. You might be wrong, you might be wrong, you might be wrong, you might be wrong, you might be wrong. And it kind of has that similar, it's not the exact same walk down, but it has, and the way we kind of play the intensity of the beat as well, I wanted Dave to really, the chord voicings has those notes in there a little bit. And I really wanted Dave to kind of hit those beats the way it just made me feel like that's what we were accomplishing. It's like really blurring the lines of what the tonality of the song is so that we can come fresh out into this beautiful new F major chord in a different key.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. That was I love that part of the song. That wound up being a big feature on the album that a bunch of people like. So I'm glad that one worked together. You know, all because Chris did that arrangement of that song, that end part, basically. I translated from you to Chris, and he did that arrangement. And Chris, we'll have him on soon. Maybe he's going to arrange a song for one of our feature songs in the next couple of weeks. So we've got a good one that he's cooking up. But Chris Keene is to thank partly for that song. He's done a lot of arranging on our last record too. So I want to try to highlight him as much as possible because I'm having the best time in the world coordinating these recordings now that we're collaborating from the basements and doing all that kind of stuff, collaborating with other people and making our albums in the cloud this way, so you can do this or put that up, or we're starting to build something that feels a little bit more like it's not the same as jamming in the room, but it's actually getting collaborative online where people can really work on different parts of different songs at the same time and build a machine like that. And it's been really fun. And now we've been inviting other people into our machine a little bit, and that, of course, includes our guest this week, Shane Told of Silverstein. I'm going to see if he can, if the attendant will bring him down from the green room. We'll see if he's here. Okay, Shane from Silverstein.
All right.
There he is.
Yeah.
Hey! What's up,
He's
buddy?
here.
Right.
What's up, everybody?
Thank you
How are
for
you, man?
entering our universe a little bit this week digitally. We're glad to see you and catch up
yeah.
with you. I hadn't seen you in a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Matt. I had Devin and Toby on the podcast last
Yep.
week. It was really
it was fun.
great to catch up with them, but it's nice to get the whole family back together. I'll tell you, the Twitch is getting wild. People are asking me to marry them on there and everything else. So,
These Emery fans, man.
I don't know.
Well,
How long has it been since we toured together, Shane? Do you remember?
Well,
Was it 04? Is that's not?
we
No,
did-
that's not.
We did 04 was the first time,
Yeah.
and
And we did.
then we did the Scream It Like You Mean It tour.
That was
that's
09
right.
that was
like
09.
07 or 09 or something, yeah.
No, you know
Feel like
what? That
it was 2010, summer
Okay.
of 2010.
2010.
I'm pretty sure that was my last tour before
yeah, that's
I
right.
left the band.
We have a way of doing that to bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. It's the curse. It's
That's
real.
happened with other bands y'all toured with?
What do you
Pretty
mean?
much-
If you're a screamo band that has been playing for 20 years, it makes it look like everybody broke up eventually. We're the only two bands that didn't. We're
That's
the
right, yeah.
only two bands of our genre that didn't break up and get back together, right?
Pretty much. That's right.
I mean, everybody else breaks up, but Silverstein doesn't. Silverstein is maybe, if you want to think about our scene and longevity and just really owning the territory, I think of you guys. Like when I think of the type of whatever anybody wants to call it or label it, but when you think of screamy, singy, aggressive stuff, you guys got there. You got there on time, and you stayed doing it longevity this whole time. And you guys are the kings of it. I think of this genre of music that, in the very narrow sense, when you think about that tour we did, Alexis on Fire, Silverstein, Emery, Hawthorne Heights, like that's really in a very pocket. And you guys, I mean, completely consistent for how many years now?
Yeah, it's crazy. That tour was actually our first ever headline tour.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
So yeah, it's crazy. I guess that was 16 years ago now. We did that tour. So yeah, it's wild. But I am kind of bummed out because if we broke up for a while, even like a year and a half, we could have come back and made all that reunion show.
Huge.
And we never got a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Man.
It would have been so much. You could have taken a break and made so much dough.
I mean, you guys are still doing really well and successful. I know your last couple of tours were great that you did with Hawthorne. You did one with August Burns Red.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are still huge, but yeah, if you had taken even 8 to 10 months off, you could have probably doubled your income.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take long, man.
Well, no, you're not even factoring in the farewell tour.
Oh
yeah, no, that's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Farewell.
You get a
Yeah,
farewell
and
and a
then we're
reunion.
back, but are we really back?
Yeah.
Then there's that too, right? Yeah,
We just put out one thing, yeah.
No, and here we are, all these 9 albums later. People are like, "Oh my God, they're still here! Wow, I guess I'll go see them." And they do come out. So
That's good.
it's been cool. This tour that sadly got the kibosh, 10 shows in or whatever, was on pace to be our biggest tour ever.
Wow.
In terms of just about every factor, people coming out, and obviously the bottom line was really good too. So It's a shame that this is all happening, but at least now we have this great Sunday night Streamo show to pass the time.
The other thing I've always been jealous about for Silverstein is that they seem to they seem to get a lot less distracted by children than we did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys, I see these tours of you guys where you're just playing 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, another Warped Tour, and I'm like, oh yeah. But I don't know if we had more than a dozen kids or so it just kind of took us out of that game. But I've always been jealous of the amount of tour dates you've been able to do.
Yeah,
our boys can't swim. I don't know what it is, man. We've failed in the kid department. We have absolutely 0 children that we know of, it's kind of crazy. Josh just got married late last year, and he's only the second one that's even married. So we're I don't know. We're still stuck in 2004 a little bit.
Well, I don't see it that way. I'm telling you, you guys are. It's funny. Whenever we have toured, I was just thinking back to because we played another show we played with you was in. It might have been the last time we played with you was in Hawaii.
Yeah,
and we did that show in Hawaii, and it just all these thoughts came back to me, and I realized, the reason why you guys are successful though is because you all play a role and really do work hard. Like I think a lot of times people think, oh, you're in a band, what a cool life or whatever. But like in order to have the longevity that you guys have, I mean, it like y'all take it seriously. You work on your craft, you really do care. And it like when we played that show with you, and that's been several years ago now, I was like, oh man, these guys are just so professional. I remember watching, I was like, we're in Hawaii and you guys are just putting on a hell of a show. At this, the club in Hawaii that none of us had ever been to before. And I was just like, oh man, I mean, even after all these years, every single show matters to you guys. And it really does. It has worked. Like Matt said, like you guys really are like top of the class for our genre.
I think it's because you've always taken real ownership of everything about your band. I mean, we're a band that does a ton of DIY, but you guys deserve a ton of credit for that. Seeing you guys on that first headlining tour, it was your first headlining tour, and Paul, your drummer, was TMing it like he was a seasoned pro, aggressive. I mean, I couldn't believe how aggressive he was as a TM on your first headlining tour in the band, and he would get up there on stage, and he's just, I mean, that attitude of just owning everything about it is great. And then it translates to this really just, I don't know what it is, but you guys did the Quarantine documentary. You want to tell people about what that is?
Yeah. No, just to finish up the point, I mean, I think what we always did was there's a way to do it. There's the standard way to do it. Let's find the other way to do it. Maybe the way that works for us a little bit better. And I think that's one thing that Silverstein and Emery has had in common. You guys have never done things the conventional way. I remember that last tour we did in 2010, we figured out when it was. You guys had that big old bus that you built out yourself. You had a casino in it, I mean, any other band would have just said, oh, okay, well, we got to get a bus from a bus company. Oh, we can't afford that. Well, then we got to get back in the van. Like, it's that mentality, I think, that keeps the longevity going. And it's very important just to think outside the box for, sorry for the cliche term, but it's so true in our world. How many bands get away with just the laziness? It's like, oh, this person, you want to make a record, go to this person. They make these kind of records. You want a T-shirt, go to this person. It's like nobody thinks about other ways of doing it. And I think that that's, super, super important. But back to your question, Matt, about the Quarantine.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just y'all made something in the last couple of weeks that's unbelievably high quality because you always make high quality stuff yourself, and that's a pattern. And now, everybody's stuck in their houses, and you guys can still just do it. It's amazing. I love it.
I'm actually amazed at the Quarantine thing, and I welcome everyone to check it out. I think it's if you go to live.silversteinmusic.com, it's just right there. It's like an embedded player, and people are asking us why we didn't just put it on YouTube or whatever. And the reason is because even though they're our own songs and our own compositions, it was getting flagged for copyright infringement. So that's why it's embedded into a different website so we could get around that. So that's why. So go to live.silversteinmusic.com to find the Quarantine video. But thank you for saying it's high quality. Literally, we just shot it on our phones. I did one take of each song. So mad props go out to the video editor, Wyatt, and the sound mixer, Sam, both good friends of ours. I mean, it was really their hard work that made it awesome, but we are really stoked on how it came out.
Yeah, it's great. I just like the attitude of that, and all the flagging and all the stuff. I get such a kick out of doing stuff like we did this week, the song that we worked on here. It's just, last Sunday we got off the show. And then Devin said, okay, remember, text Shane tomorrow. You got to pick out a song. We got to do one. And so I get up Monday and I think about it. And I put Monday night, I go jogging. You know, I smoke a little weed, and then I put on the headphones and I go back and listen to Silverstein, and I go scanning through the songs and what's there and what speaks to me and what do I feel something from. And I picked up My Heroin and just thought that's got the right mood to go with, and just come down here and this was just earlier this week. I've been working on the song, sending it to you, sending it to Toby.
Yeah,
it's just so much fun, and I got the final mix back just when I sent it to you just 3 or 4 hours ago. The video synced up. Reva syncs up the video, so I want to say thank you to her, and I want to say thank you also to Seth, our audio intern, who's been helping. So both of them have been helping with the video, putting the videos together and stuff like that. But I sit here all week and make the music production. And then it's the last minute when I get the vocals in and get them tuned and mix them and put them up or whatever. It's going to just dialed up. It's just perfect. And this song turned out so good. It's my favorite one that we've done.
Nice.
I say that every week, so it's probably not true. But
it's getting better and better.
It's just so fun to start a project and finish it the same week. And I love what you did on this, and you recorded your vocals so good when they got them in. They're just so pro. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is seasoned. This is so good. And so I hope people really like this. But did you get a kick out of the version of the song?
Oh, I liked it. Yeah, no, now that I know you smoked some weed first, I was hoping to be like ragged. But no, I loved it, and it was cool, seeing all the use of, synths and keyboards and stuff, because, traditionally, like, our band, and obviously now these days we're way more open to that kind of stuff. But back in the day, it was like, that's not punk rock, like that's not cool, like it had to be guitars and it had to be real drums. So to be able to put a song like this together, a version like this together using all those other elements, I thought was really, really cool. And it still really worked when we put all our voices together.
Totally.
It just, the song made sense. And I think the mark of a great song is when you can do alternate versions of it and, strip it down to chords and melody and lyrics. And that makes it great in any genre. And then therefore it shows that it's going to stand the test of time. So thanks for showing me that side of it too. I had nothing to do with this, so people know. I just sang. That's all I did.
No, I just love taking a song, and trying to find what I think is important about it. Like you said, the punk rock element of it is, the punk rock part of it is it's a simple 4 or 5 track recording where it's all analog stuff I'm using, and there's a reality to it that's not all this production that has to happen fast that I think is great. But the art form of it to me is to find what's really, you have the song, and when you hear the song and it makes sense and you think, what can I just take from it to dress it up so that it'll just let the song be what it is. If the song's good enough, then you can do it as long as you put enough energy into it. And this one turned out pretty hyped up, and I think it's great. So thank you.
And I like, you guys were talking about theory before and some of that stuff, and I thought it was really cool actually how, and I don't know if you did this, you probably did, because I know, Matt, you're very analytical and you're very, you know a lot about theory, but when you went to the B minor at one point, and then which the song doesn't contain a B minor at all, but then it goes to the B major in the bridge. So it was cool that you brought that element in. It actually reminded me a little bit of Karma Police by Radiohead.
Thank you.
That one chord progression in there. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I see what he did there. And it like totally worked with the melody and brought like a little bit of emotion into the melody and the voice that wasn't there before.
I'm so glad you noticed that. That makes me so happy that you noticed it. But that bridge being the B major, B7 chord that's in there is just, oh my gosh! I thought that part really. That's what made me love the song so much, is that color being brought in the bridge. Anyway, so I thought to play the B minor and bring it out to reharmonize the end of that phrase was just. I'm so glad you noticed.
Producer originally when we recorded that song, I had to fight hard for that bridge.
That made the song
chord happen.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, it sounds like Lagwagon or No Effects or something. It's not a Silverstein chord. And I was like, it is now, motherfucker.
No, it's great. That's exactly. I'm so glad you got that. That's exactly right.
Nice.
Oh, what a blast this is. Okay, so you guys, I hope you enjoy this. This is Silverstein's. It's probably one of your biggest songs, no?
I'd say so. Yep.
It's great. I mean, this is My Heroin by us. And remember, we got the tip jar out, and this is what we've been working on all week.
The drugs begin to peak. A smile of joy arrives in me, but sedation changes to panic and nausea, and breath starts to shorten, and heartbeats pound softer. You won't try to save me. You just want to hurt me and leave me desperate. You taught my heart a sense I never knew I had. I can't forget the times that I was lost and depressed from the awful truth. How do you do it? You're my heroine.
You won't leave me alone.
Chisel my heart out of stone. I give in every time.
You taught my heart
A sense I never knew I had.
I can't forget
The times that I was lost and depressed from the awful truth. How do you do it? You're my heroine. I bet you laugh at the thought of me thinking for myself. I bet you believe that I'm better off with you than someone else. Your face arrives again. Oh, hope I had become surreal.
But under your covers, more torture than pleasure. And just past your lips, there's more anger than laughter.
Not now or forever will I ever change you. I know that to go on, I'll break you, my habit.
You taught my heart a sense I never knew I had. I can't forget the times that I was
Lost and depressed from the awful truth. How do you do it? You're my heroine. I will save myself.
Okie doke. Nailed it.
Nice.
That is so good. Shane,
was-
I can't say enough about about it that people are willing to collaborate and do that kind of thing where it's like to sing one of your songs and have to go give a performance of it and get there to give it. I really take that as a gift, like from you to me. So,
Oh, dude.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I really
no
feel that
deal,
way
man.
about it. So,
I'm happy to do it. Like you guys are a band I've loved since the first time I ever heard you, and I know you're great people, and to be able to just work on anything musically is my pleasure. So thank you for having me.
Yeah.
because it can really get to be a task, oh, I agreed to do this, or so I said I'd do this, now I have to go do that podcast or be a guest on this, or to go put yourself out there and sing your own song and let somebody else do the music on it. That's a delicate thing, and it's just an honor that people would just be willing to put a collaboration to mix our shit together. I like it though. It's good.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying yes to everything these days. So
I
if
love
anybody's
it.
got a band or something, I don't know. Sure, I'll do it.
That's the right attitude. I love that so much. That's all part of it. If you want to hang out a little bit longer, we can talk more and stuff like that after the show. We'll go to the green room together. Toby's got the damn news coming up, and then he's got another song to roll, and then
Sounds
we'll hang out a
good,
little bit
yeah.
after if you want to sit here.
Hey, Toby, nice cover with GNR too. I like that.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, that was tight.
Really good.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to go to the damn news. Everybody ready for it? Toby, you ready?
I was born ready.
Okay.
He's always ready.
The Damn News with Toby Morell.
All right.
Let me just say, Devin Shelton ain't the only one that can cut his hair at home. Oh, I got my dude. I got my dude. Man.
It's looking good.
All right. I'm going to start a little serious tonight. I thought this is the damn news. This news, and with everything going on, I wrote a little something because I stumble over my words. But so I thought I would start the damn news a little serious tonight. And I wrote this. I said, my heart breaks for our families and communities and our nation that has authority that is murdering its own people. We are not the United States right now, and maybe we don't need to be right now. We need to hear and process what's going on. I am guilty of not listening and not being a part of change. So I hope this is a wake-up call for me. And if you are looking for ways to support things that are going on, you can Google it just like I did. But I looked up some stuff. This is the National Police Accountability Project. And the National Police Accountability Project, the NPAP, is a project of National Lawyers Guild, which was founded in 1937 as the first racially integrated national bar association. In 1999, NPAP was created as a nonprofit to protect the human and civil rights of individuals in their encounters with law enforcement and detention facility personnel. And you can also go to Campaign Zero. It's a police reform group. They say that on their site, they say, we can live in a world where police don't kill people by limiting police interventions, improving community interactions, and ensuring accountability. Or you can keep it simple and go to Black Lives Matter or change.org. So there's lots of options out there, and all of them are important because this is a time where we need to figure some things out. We can't keep living in America like this. It's not good for anybody. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. Got the fresh dew, and I wanted to just say a little something that I thought. Okay, so my first news comes from Billboard.com, and it's about old John Steingard. Christian band Hawk Nelson. Did I say Nilsson? Hawk Nelson supports John Steingard after he reveals he doesn't believe in God now. Now, this is a picture right here. I don't know if you can see it, of John performing on stage at the 5th annual K-Love Fan Awards at the Grand Ole Opry. In Nashville, you do K-Love stuff or you do the Dove Awards. Devin, you remember when we went to the Dove Awards?
Yes, I do.
It couldn't have been more strange. If y'all don't know what the Dove Awards are, it's like the Christian Grammys. But you have to we didn't go to it because they make you pay to go to it. You have to pay the Dove Awards to even go to the thing. And I think I was nominated for a Dove Award with KJ52 and Matt. I think there's a labeled episode with KJ52, right? That you can download and listen to a little bit. I think y'all might even talk about me. But anyway, this is old John. He ain't a Christian anymore. But the Christian rock act Hawk Nelson issued a statement supporting him, John Steingard, following his announcement that he's leaving the band after a crisis of faith. The band said, one of our best friends, one with whom we have walked, worked, and lived alongside for 20 plus years, revealed some of his innermost feelings on his faith journey this past week. The remaining members of the group, Daniel Barrow, Micah Cooper, and David Niakaris. Now, I think they're a Canadian band too. So I don't know how many times Silverstein toured with them, but we'll see. Our mission as Hawk Nelson has always been to inspire and encourage all people with the truth that God is for them and not against them. In that message's most simple and purest form, and that they matter. So now we turn that truth towards one of our own. They're saying that God is still for John and that he still matters. Why? Because that truth doesn't change because we question it. How we treat one another when they are at a different stage in their journey based on their life experiences, in part, is a bigger conversation. So they keep going on. The band post arrived 6 days after Steingard revealed via his own social media and Instagram, and it went like wildfire. Like, I guess people just wanted more news. Maybe it's the same old, but I didn't think this was that huge of a deal because they're not like the biggest Christian band in the world or whatever. But I saw this news everywhere. I mean, it was all over the place that he is now an atheist. He said, I've been terrified to post this for a while, but it feels like it's time for me to be honest. So it's good for him to finally be honest. But I was actually able to ask him. I reached out and was actually able to ask him why he quit believing. And he told the damn news that it was Stephen Hawking, actually. And I thought, oh, man, Stephen Hawking's brilliant mind. His books, he convinced you. No. And John told me, he said, no, it's a stairway to heaven. And if God would send that man to hell, I don't want anything to do with him. So I didn't understand that part. It didn't totally make sense. Stairway to heaven. I don't know what he was saying.
Surely they have a ramp to heaven, too.
It seems like they have couldn't heaven have an elevator? I mean, my God. Now, we should have all have seen this coming because their latest record was touted as being experimental, but seriously, we should have read between the lines. The album is called Big Bang. And that's not true, but I thought it was very funny. And let me read you a few of their song titles that I think these are their songs. I think that's the name of the album, Big Bang, and I think these are their song titles. All right, y'all ready for them?
Yep.
Living a Lie. I ain't what you think I am. Hey, Science. It's me, John. I'm not living on a prayer. I think that was like an ode to Bon Jovi or something like that. Jesus loves me, this I don't know. That's kind of a weird one. And lastly, this is like a long, when bands do the long titles. Do they know when they are sitting in the green room and we do our before show prayer and I don't close my eyes and stare at the ceiling, and when it's my turn, I'd say unspoken that I'm not a Christian? Isn't that weird? That's such a long.
That's a weird title.
That's a long title for a song. But anyway, he ain't no Christian no more, so I don't know. I mean, God, I can't say God be with him. Can you? Can you even say that anymore? I don't know. Good for him. I'm glad he came out and told the truth. I'm glad he didn't have to go to the Dove Awards anymore. It's pretty important to not go to those things. Elton John, this comes from NME.com. Elton John says it took a Herculean effort to get his cocaine abuse noticed. Elton John has spoken out about his drug-taking past while leading a watch party of his biopic Rocket Man. I haven't seen that movie yet. I've heard good and bad things about it, mostly bad. So I haven't actually watched Rocket Man. I'm actually an Elton John fan, but the pop icon hosted the event on Twitter and shared several anecdotes and thoughts along the way. One included his commenting on what it took for him to get noticed for his use of cocaine in the 70s in L.A. when such debauchery was just widespread. I guess everybody in the 70s was doing cocaine. He says it took a fairly Herculean effort to get yourself noticed for taking too much cocaine in the music industry in the 1970s in L.A., but I was clearly prepared to put in the hours, he joked. John wrote that next to a gif of an inebriated Taron Egerton, who portrayed him in the 2019 film. And I'll tell y'all what, I feel like we missed out on so many drugs. Like, I feel like
definitely.
I feel like everybody got to. I mean, if you're in a band, it feels like you should be able to do drugs, right?
You
like,
should.
wouldn't that? And we got light beer. We got some vodka. We didn't. I mean, we never even did really anything on tour. And then, I mean, Devin was the best of us, and he quit, and we still didn't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
But it did start to kind of get me thinking. All right, it got me thinking about some of the bands we toured with and what they put in their bodies. And so I have a little segment here called My Thoughts. And if that's okay with you guys, I would like to maybe see about my thoughts. Okay, all ready?
Some of your thoughts.
All right. Now I have a lot of thoughts, and a lot of technology going. So let's see if hold on one second.
You got it. Take your time.
Yeah, I'm taking my time.
Yeah, you're good. Get it right. We want to hear your thoughts.
Oops. I got to make sure my ears are right. Okay. Y'all ready for it? These are my thoughts. Whoops. These are my thoughts. Nope.
Not yet. That's okay.
These are my thoughts. I remember one time sitting on the back of Under Oath's bus and thinking I was getting ready to go to Bed Bath & Beyond with Grant, their bass player. But apparently that wasn't the bath salts he was talking about. I remember being on tour with Silverstein for the first time and hanging out with Billy, their bass player. Now, Billy is quite the ladies' man, and I asked him, Billy, how do you do it? How do you keep up? He then pulled out his penis and injected it with anabolic steroids. Legend has it that Billy had sex 45 times that night. I don't know. But what I do know is I saw him the next morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m., with a fresh cup of coffee and a smile. Once when we were on tour with Amber Lynn, Stephen Christian was too sick to sing. Dion Rexroth, their bass player, took 18 gasoline-soaked rags, huffed every single one of them, and then went out and played all of Stephen Christian's melodies on the bass. It wasn't a coincidence. They did $18,000 in merch that night. And those are my thoughts.
Nice.
Nice memories.
I got some memories, guys.
You do.
I like Amber Lynn's drug abuse was huffing gasoline.
18 rags of Can you imagine? Why does Dion do that?
That's just
It-
Dion.
it-
That's not
it's
everybody.
sell the
That's just
t-shirts,
Dion.
But
I mean, you have to be careful. That's not. I mean, that's not Joey. No,
don't do that, Dion.
that's Dion though.
Good God. Dang Dion. 18. I mean, he went all. I mean, can you imagine all the melodies that Stephen Christian sings and Dion just nailed it with the bass?
Yeah.
All of them.
And Billy, maybe we can ask Shane later about that Billy story if it actually is true or not. I mean, anabolic steroids in your wiener. I don't know, but it sounds. But I don't know. But I, you know. Anyway, all right. I got one more news, if that's okay with y'all guys, if I can find it. Okay, so this comes from Rolling Stone, and it's Bob Dylan again. I've had Bob Dylan on the news a couple times here, and so Jimmy Buffett was talking online. I think it was through Rolling Stone about the time he hung out on Bob Dylan's boat. Before Jimmy Buffett became a king of the parrot heads, he was a highly regarded singer-songwriter, which is weird. I never would have thought highly regarded and Jimmy Buffett. Like, it just seems like he, is something about like margaritas and partying and stuff. I just wouldn't think. I mean, I guess he can write hits for sure, but I mean, Cheeseburger in Paradise didn't make you think he's the greatest songwriter of our generation, but maybe he is. And let's see, he was a highly regarded singer-songwriter with an obvious gift for storytelling. And among his admirers was Bob Dylan. Dylan first made his fandom known in 1982 when he rendered a surprise appearance with Joan Baez. Even more shocking, by launching into Jimmy Buffett's A Pirate Looks at 40. Then in 2009 interview with Bill Flanagan, Dylan named Buffett as one of his favorite songwriters. As Buffett discusses in a new episode of the Rolling Stone Interview Special Edition, the two men also spent some time together, and as is with most Dylan stories, there's a twist. The meeting took place not long after Dylan's duet with Baez on a harbor off the island of St. Bart's, where Dylan had a schooner named Water Pearl. I was walking by the marine supply store, Buffett recalls, and I heard a voice that said, "Hey, Jimmy, that's a nice-looking pair of shoes." And it was Bob Dylan. He was seeing a girl that I knew on the island, and I knew a couple of guys that worked for him on the road, and he invited me out on the boat, and we sat there and talked. We got stoned all day long, and Buffett came away convinced that he made a deep connection with Dylan. I'm thinking, man, we have a bond here. 5 years later, he went to see Dylan perform with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in Paris. And a mutual friend who worked security told Buffett that Dylan would be excited to see him backstage. And I go backstage, says Buffett, and Dylan was sitting there, and he had these gloves on, and he's got this hoodie on. And I said, "Bob, how you doing?" And Dylan responded with just a grunt. Ugh. He never said a word, said Buffett. I sat there, ate my meal, and said, "Well, have a good show. See you later." And that was it. I haven't seen him since. And it just made me think. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, there's all these connections you make, but we never got to be on a band's boat or anything. We got to, we walked over onto somebody's bus before and stuff like that. But I was thinking again, my thoughts, and I remembered a time where Matt and I shot a video in a famous athlete's mansion.
That's true.
Matt, you remember this for our Matt and Toby album?
I forgot about it. I hadn't seen the video, but somebody sent it to us this week. I hadn't seen it since then, so it's a throwback kind of a deal.
Yes, it is. And so I'm going to play that. This is the one time where we got to enjoy a famous, wealthy person's place. And maybe we'll say their name later. in the green room or something like that. But I'll end the damn news here with this, if you will. See if I can get
pre-order the content piece for Matt and Toby.
Old pre-order content. Already? Hold on 1 second. This
is the early days of crowdfunding.
Glad we could offer it to you guys. Particularly the package has been great. It's been that golden ticket, So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna run this about another week, so you have another week to do this. We're gonna do a platinum package. We're gonna do a diamond series. It just goes for about another week. If there's anything I learned, you gotta strike while the iron's hot, and it's just a dog. You rapscallion, you didn't tell me we had guests. Hello. We want to thank everyone that's been contributing to our pre-sale and just let you know that we're going to be really conservative with the money. We're going to be giving to the less fortunate, to charities. There's all kinds of things.
We got Monet, Westwall, Afternoon Glare, Jade Free.
Okay.
Oh man, that's so good.
Woo! Pretty good. That's the damn news. All right.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes.
That was some good news right there, boy.
Wow.
Thank you, Toby. Appreciate it.
Well,
so, are you going to do your last song as Hellboy, or where are we at now?
I'm trying to think about it. I'll get out of Hellboy, I guess. I don't even know. It's just a night. I love being in front of a American flag with the hell. All right, so this last song that we're gonna do here today, let's see if I can get out of my Hellboy world. I don't know if I can, Matt. I'm sorry, I'm trying. Let me. Okay,
there we go.
This last song is an old Emery song off our first album called Bloodless, and I took some liberties with it. I played a lot of it the right way, but I took a few liberties. But it's just fun. And it's easier for me to take some liberties than to learn. And I say learn because I have to learn the songs again. When's the last time we played Bloodless? I guess it was the Week's End tour.
We did on the Week's End tour, which makes it a vault song. So
Well, you know what? Wasn't that one of the songs that we didn't play on the Week's End tour?
Sometimes we cut it even on that tour.
I think we even cut it.
So it's it was one of the most songs I was the most excited about. Like I thought it was one of our. There was a time when I thought that might be our strongest song. Like when we were playing before we even made the Week's End and we had that one arranged. And it took I think a lot of people liked it, but I felt like it was exactly in the pocket of what we were trying to do. So
right,
agree.
Right.
Sorry we get that echo sometimes. I'm afraid it might come from the green room. So I'm not sure if
he's muted or not. Shane's muted.
My bad.
It might be.
Sorry, I'm fucking around here.
You just headphones
Back
maybe.
my very
Canadian
here, okay? I'll be here when you need me.
All right, Shane, we'll have you back in a second. We're gonna play a drinking game with you as soon as we get through this song. So this is one of the vault songs. I think I've got the vault bumper. I will play it here, and then let's hear Bloodless.
Yeah.
Get those fire emojis ready. Get those tips ready. We're coming into the end of the show. Okay, Bloodless. I have it right here.
Take me far from all that's wrong and let these fears collapse inside. Take me back to when I believed. And as a little boy, they tried to hide his eyes with reeds and rituals, the paper and the knife. The fire will always burn through skin and forgery, an answer when you want the bloodless hands of fear. He didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know he was hungry. He didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know he was hungry. Someone had a knife, took away my eye. The last time is right now. This choice will take or make everything. Your face is fading out, fading those days from your eyes. Let them fall away, drown the fear that owns you. Wash those days from your eyes, and let them fall away, drown the fear. He felt the wake of torrid days, ushered through my warm mistakes. Suddenly his broken beam took their rest on bending knee. He didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know he was hungry. He didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know he was hungry. Someone had a knife, took away my eye. The last time is right now. This choice will take or make everything. Your face is fading out. I won't stand here. This dance won't stop the music. You promise will help me lead until the end. If this is the last time, I won't forget you. Exhale the last breath, tear down the statues. This scar will remain here to mark where we sever. My hands from your hands from my heart. If this is the last time, you'll be afraid. This is the last time your plan has failed. This is the last time.
All right.
My gosh.
Good.
That was a cool version, Toby. You've been killing it on the alternative versions. I really like
alt
it.
versions. The
alt versions.
Back.
I like it.
So that's so to me, I'm really excited about just that one take thing. I want more bands to start doing that. Like I know that like John Foreman from Switchfoot's been doing some good videos like this.
Yep.
The Quarantine thing is great. But to me, these people like. You know, it's easy to bring your A game when you have the whole crowd there, and it's like you're in the moment, or you have a live audience and you muster something extra. But to me, what you guys are doing and what we're seeing is people in this new digital world trying to figure out how to really get there in the takes. And that's what I'm hearing you guys doing. That's awesome. I can't believe you have that falsetto, Toby. I thought falsetto was permanently gone.
I did too.
I thought that was gone.
I tell you, all it took was a pandemic, not have to sing as much, and all of a sudden
No. You're singing all week, every week. You're singing more. You know, that's what I'm saying. This is what's so exciting about to me is we're doing music all week, every week now. You haven't done that in the past. Your voice is stronger than it's been, is it not?
Well,
yeah,
thank
but you're
you,
not blowing it out.
I appreciate your kind words.
I know, but I'm serious. It's like doing stand-up comedy week to week. You're just in it. It's not like you got to warm up for tour and then it goes out. It's like you sing, you're strong. Your voice is strong.
Well, I think it's consistent, but also you're not singing, for an hour every night for a week and a half or whatever, blowing it out, and
but
then it has to recover.
Your voice is in shape, like it's never been, probably, right?
But I mean, it is way different when you play live. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like Shane's voice is so strong. I never heard his voice ever go out, and I always felt like mine went out every day when we were on tour. It's always strong. And so I don't think people realize like singing every single day that live instrument. I really do think not being on the road, because I mean, there's COVID out there. Imagine being on the road right now. You damn bandmates. Your bass player gives you COVID. Can't sing the next day.
Pretty soon, people are gonna be starting to call Toby the angel, and I'm gonna be the plumber after the pandemic.
No, but that was great in the same. But I'm just saying, in that one take right there, you played the guitar great and everything, but the vocal take spans a big range. It's a lot of dynamics. You went in and out of falsetto. It was all in tune. That wasn't touched. I mean, that's just a real. I mean, it's great. I mean, I think that's a real. This is the kind of art form I want to see more people engaging in and doing. Like, what can you bring digitally and make it feel something? That's what I think. That's what it's all about. So I think I've been really enjoying trying these different things, and of course it's good to do actual live. But this is the one take thing, and we do the collabs. But I hope we can just blur.
Can I make a confession real quick?
Yeah,
it actually was 2 takes.
I mean, that was the second time you did it, though. There's no punching or anything. It's just that. No,
I did
a single performance.
Yes, I did one full. Well, so the first take, I was in it. You wouldn't have believed the first take. I mean, it was a magnet. I felt so proud of myself, and I was playing. I got right towards the end, and I felt the softest 7-year-old finger touch my back, and I went, "No!" I had video of it. I was like, "What?" I was right there.
Oh no!
What are you doing? And then just the big cow tears well up in her eyes. And she goes, "Out of here!" She said, I'm trying to play Roblox, but my computer's messed up. Can I use your computer? I was like, "Get out of here!" What? And then I did the whole song again in one take, but it was the second time through because a 7-year-old little girl. And then I had to go apologize and was like, "You don't understand. I was in the moment. But please just."
Kids don't. He's never coming here.
Well, I want to say thank you on my behalf to you and Shane and Devin, because to be a recording guy and get performances, you're trying to get performances, not just make these recordings. And when you get ones with feeling it's good. It is so, to me, when I get a vocal take from somebody that I wasn't there to capture, but I get it, and the energy is good. It's just like the greatest gift. It's the greatest reward. I really feel. I said it to Shane, but I feel that way when somebody pours himself out into a track and then gives me the track. I feel so honored to get to be the one that gets it and then gets to put it in. But it's great. So I'm really enjoying doing this. And if you appreciate, like me, if you got a good latte and you tip the person, maybe you want to tip Toby for that performance. That's all I'm saying. You tip. He's like, oh, he did hand me the sugar-free vanilla double breve latte.
That's right.
Might as well
Dolce, cinnamon Dolce.
Cinnamon Dolce. I'm going to give him a tip. Maybe you want to give Devin a tip for doing that shame, for just, not just for writing it, not for all that stuff, just for just giving the unique performance for a couple hundred people tonight. That's you guys. Thank you for being our audience. Yeah. It looks like the tip competition has been mostly between Percival and Bill's MTX is what I'm seeing. I don't know exactly where we're at, but we're at the end of the night, so the time is almost close if you're going to win the competition, and then we're going to start drinking some more.
All right. We'll get an update here, and then we'll do our drinking game. Are we doing our normal song?
I think it's the safest bet.
All right.
Okay.
We're bringing Shane back on. So, Shane's drinking with us.
Shane, you gonna drink with us?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Hold on 1 second. I got this screen coming up.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
I've got something.
All right,
go.
All right, we got Bill's in the lead once again.
Good
right
God.
now. So her and Matthew RXB are in first and second place. So they're holding strong. So you got a couple minutes left for Thunderstruck.
They're about to get that AYL shirt.
So, Shane, our drinking game is based on the song Thunderstruck by the band, I don't know if you've heard of them, AC/DC.
Akadaka, mate.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And so it goes, the order's, I'm in the bad spot still.
Oh, Matt, you screwed yourself again.
I'm going to shuffle up the order here.
You
just go back, go counterclockwise.
No, we're going to start in a different place. We don't have to start on
How about start with the audience?
Let's
start with Matt.
No, well, we'll need to do a dice roll or a random generator to know where to start is how we need to fix the problem. Anyway,
tell the audience why, though, because last week we did this drinking game, and Matt did it with tequila, and then the next day was the worst day of his life.
I haven't been drinking.
Whatever.
Yeah, I quit drinking a few weeks ago, except during the stream. And last week, I only drank during the stream from the time it started to the time it stopped. But I get a little of this nervous energy during the stream, and I had a bottle of tequila. I stopped drinking as soon as y'all saw me last, and I had a hangover like a motherfucker you would not believe all day Monday. And I've not eat. I mean, you know what I mean? I hadn't had anything to drink all week. I said I can have a little bit to drink during the stream. And I was hungover all day Monday because of y'all. And I don't want to get stung this week on the bad positions. So I'd like to make maybe a random generator so some other people can get stung. Anyway, Shane, the way we do it is every time they say thunder, it's somebody else's turn to drink. And it goes around fast. And there's a couple of places where you can get stung.
Yeah, you can get real stung, and you got to keep drinking until you hear thunder again.
Okay. So we need a random generator to get a number between 1 and 5 somehow. Somebody want to roll a dice?
It's going to be hard to remember the random order.
No, it's just going to start and then go continuous from there. But it doesn't have to start on panel 1. So, all right, we're going to use Telemectar, who's a big tipper from last week. He says position number 2. So we'll begin with Shane. So the first time, that doesn't mean that's not the bad position. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're in the good position.
It just means we'll see how that works out. So but there's a few places in the song where there's longer gaps between the thunder. Anyway, everybody at home, get your drink. So when you hear the word thunder, Shane, you have to start chugging, and then you're relieved when you hear the word thunder again. And we'll do that throughout the song. Okay, everybody ready?
Who's second, third, and fourth?
It's Shane, Toby, Matt, audience, Devin.
Right. Shane, Toby, Matt, audience, Devin.
So I think audience and me are screwed.
I'm Matt for Shane every time. Okay, cool.
That's right. Nothing funny about it, just except for where we start. All right, let's do it, everybody.
Here we go.
Okay, coming right up.
This goes out to godless John Steingard as he goes now.
Yeah. This goes out to Hawk Nelson.
Finally, y'all can drink with us in public.
All right, Shane, get ready. Here we go.
Here it is.
Take it, Shane. Toby.
All right, Toby. Matt. Audience.
Yeah.
Woo!
Toby.
Oh, yeah. This one's not so bad. There we go.
All right, there's Matt. Audience. I think it's me.
Oh, Devin. Sorry, Dev.
This one's not too bad.
Woo! Is that the audience?
No, it's Devin.
Devin. Shane.
Toby. Audience.
Yeah, audience. This is a long one.
Yeah.
The next one is too, though, so Devin gets the next one.
Me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then the next one's the solo.
Oh, Devin's got a long one. Boy, this is so long.
This is the worst one, yeah. You'll be done soon. Keep going, Devin. Finish that thing. Finish that premiere.
Oh, almost there, Dev.
Almost there.
It's gone, baby.
Here you go, Shane.
Oh, boy.
Audience.
Oh, no, audience.
Sorry, audience.
Here comes a solo.
Guitar solo for the audience. Woo!
That's yours. That's on you, audience. That's on you, audience.
Better still be drinking, or you're not a Henry fan or a Silverstein fan. Here we go. Yeah. It's all right. Cheers, mate. Yeah, mate. Wow.
Oh man, so bloated right now.
All right.
Nice. Good job, Shane.
Hey, thank you.
Woo. That's
They
it.
said I cheat. Did I miss my turn one time? Somebody said I was cheating.
That's it.
I hit the one. That was the longest
No,
one.
they were just saying you don't drink fat. You just choking it down there.
Chuck the whole thing.
Can't make his beer bigger.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man. Somebody, my little premiere here. Come on. That was fun. Now I'm really bloated now.
Shane, that was a great show. Thanks for doing it with us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on this thing. I love what you're doing. Thanks for putting the care into this. You know, like I know it's a lot of it's you, Matt, but all you guys. I mean, just putting this together every week with, you know, all the extra stuff you do. It's a lot more than just somebody clicking live on Instagram or Facebook and messing around. I know I do that. So you guys, you know, taking it to the next level. It's really, really awesome. So thanks for having me be a part of it, and I hope everybody is telling their friends about this, because this should be the biggest thing every Sunday night on the internet.
Well, for us, you know,
Thanks,
it's been. I'm curious how you're doing with this, but like, you know, there's some really plain stuff about it in that I'm in the basement. I like to make music. That's what I like to do anyway. I have a reason to do it. And then I'm talking to you and these guys and getting to do stuff to stay connected and do stuff, you know, the whole time. So it's not like, to me, it's this closest thing to just being 19 and just doing what you want to do. And stay, you know, that the social connection and do a lot of it over the internet now. Like I have, you know, doing podcasts and stuff and music with Devin and Toby is just how we get to hang out. So otherwise, what are we doing? You know, you're not even hanging out or collaborating on something. I don't know what else there is to do. So, what is your social life like now? Like, how do you do social life? You hang out with talk to your band. You hang out with people on Zoom. What do you do?
We do like a once a week. We do a big, you know, 1 or 2 hour kind of Zoom, you know, chat as a band. We talk about kind of what's going on, and then, you know, we're on, you know, we got like a little group chat just on, you know, on iPhone that we just talk to each other. So, you know, that takes care of that. But, you know, for me, I'm a little bit far removed from the rest of the band anyway, because I live about 3.5 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, for me, maybe it's not as big a deal as it is for them. But in terms of like all my other friends, yeah, it's just, you know, getting on FaceTime or whatever. And, you know, I haven't hung out with anybody other than my significant other in like, since in middle of March. I haven't seen anybody. Wow. So, you know, it's weird though, because I'm just kind of getting used to it. Like I used to kind of wake up and feel like a little bit of a strange like dread. Now I'm like, I don't know, just another day and I'll get through it.
Right.
Like it'll be fine. And like, I mean, I'm getting shit done. I mean, that's one benefit.
What stuff though? What are you getting done?
Like just a lot of, you know, stuff like, you know, collaborations like I did with you guys. Been doing a lot of that. A lot of times I say no to that stuff because I don't feel like I have time to put in the proper effort that I want, you know, everything I do to have, you know, a certain standard. So I'm doing a lot of stuff like that, and I've been writing more music than I've ever written. I'm also super good at laying patio stones because I did that.
That's great.
Drywall. I knocked down another wall. I replaced a stud in the wall. I've been making lots of trips to Home Depot and Lowe's and buying all kinds of tools and watching YouTube videos, and so I'm becoming a real man's man up in here.
I think that's so underrated how fulfilling that is. I did some molding work, and I just felt like, yes, like it felt like just the same as like playing a sold out show or something. Where I was like, man, I just did this thing. I've worked with wood and I cut stuff and I did it right.
Yeah, I've always been like, decent at that stuff, like home improvement stuff. Like, not too much stuff scares me, but now that I have a house here and I've done a lot of work on it, and having this extra time, I feel like I could do anything. And that's the kind of an amazing feeling when it's like, what can I do? Like, I'm not gonna pay a guy $5,000 to come do something like do a front patio.
Right.
I got out there with the sledgehammer. I smashed it out myself, laid the like I did the whole thing, and yeah, you're right, man. It's a great feeling. So stuff like that, I don't think without the pandemic, I don't know if I would have had time to do that. So I look at this as beneficial, and I don't want to say I'm enjoying it because I'm really not, and it's taken a toll on me in some ways, but in other ways, I think it is good, and I'm making the best of it, and I'm a positive dude. You know that about me.
Yeah, so. Totally.
Yeah. Are you guys trying to make plans, or are you just holding off until you know more, or what's the deal with Silverstein?
Well, okay. Well, we were on our 20th anniversary tour. We were 10 shows in. We were in the fine city of Charlotte, North Carolina, Toby. Yeah. And it all got shut down. So we went home, and originally we postponed all the dates. So they are postponed to July and August. No official word yet on if those are going to happen or not, but I think I can say it's not looking good.
Yeah.
Especially it's hard. A country like America, it's so big, so many people spread out. Like there's different regulations everywhere, and like I'm not sure what's going to happen. But when we can do shows again, we will do them, and we can't wait. In the meantime, we did things like the quarantine. We're working on the thing is we dropped a new record on March 6th. So we were a little tapped out of creativity